Have you heard about the new, like the maker movement and Fab Labs and what's your opinion on those? What do you think about having those in schools and available to the students within the schools?
I think it's a fantastic idea, particularly because you know how I was just saying previously that all that you sense feels that you when something is beautiful is closely linked to the excitement before you do things. That link can sometimes be broken, and it can be broken if kids don't see how the knowledge is actionable. So, for example, if all of the knowledge, if all of everything, all the exciting concepts that you are learning about the world are confined too rigidly to a book, and the connections with the world and what you can do about it are not made, it's very easy for kids to find it boring. So, what I love about maker movements is that it makes that link real. Like it helps reinforce that once you learn this stuff, you can. That's actually empowering.
Mm.
Yeah, so I love that I love their maker movements are growing in schools. As an individual, you have to understand what it is about a field that moves you personally, um, and and from a group level, because I mean one of the things that I think affects or can keep girls out is that it's sort of like a self-reinforcing cycle because the majority of programmers happen to be men. It's very easy, not out of bad intentions from the men, no, but just like as a natural result of a homogeneous group. They're you just get standardized ways of relating to each other, um, that and they're very like that might not feel to the girls as something that they can connect with. So you see the same thing when people talk about old boys clubs. So it's that just because it's been homogeneous for so long, they develop standard ways of behaving, and it feels like very hard to relate. And even if you are not in that group, it has to do with group dynamics, not so much programming. And so what I mean by this is that from an individual level, girls could figure out, oh, to me, this feels creative, like it happened to me, or to me, this feels whatever relationship they want. But second, for them to experience a new type of group. If you have a maker space in which girls belong, it won't be only men. And so it won't be only boys, and they'll get to who knows what that world will be. I don't know, but the point is it won't be homogeneous, and that will make it easier for them to find a way in. So yeah, I find that extremely exciting.
Um,
I came across this article a while back ago that was arguing that the reason why the trend reversed, you know how you were mentioning that there were women quotas before and then they started like stopping, that change happened with the introduction of the personal computer, because parents, when they bought one computer for the household, put it in the boys room. And who knows, but I thought that was really interesting. I couldn't know because in my case we're only women, so I guess there in my house there wasn't a choice to put it in any boys room. What I to ask girls when we talk about this, instead of asking, do you like video games, or when I hear a girl ask me, oh, but I don't like video games, I mean, I think it's irrelevant. I just ask, do you like arts and crafts? Usually the answer is yes. Well, okay, do you like seeing stuff on your phone? The majority of consumers, I think it's over 50% of general consumer apps are women. So women clearly care about the product. Do you and that's those are the questions that I lead with, because if you like crafts, I mean, this is basically digital crafts. That's it's if you're creative, it's a phenomenal and empowering outlet.
yeah. What are some of your recommendations that you would give to students and teachers to cultivate more of that creativity in education?
Okay, so I'll answer that with what I think is one of my favorite examples of music. So apparently Mozart, when he wanted to get inspired to write a new song, what he did is that he took the sheet music from of music that he loved, and he just started copying it. And from that got the juices flowing. So just transcribing that, because I think it's, the barrier of the empty page, it's too intimidating to say, I have to make something great and beautiful, go. No. So the way that I love that example because it rings so true. Like you have to be inspired, and you are inspired by copying or by observing. Like take something beautiful and then go through it, and then inevitably you'll start thinking. Invariably, you'll start thinking, oh well, this could be better. Oh well, this could be better. Oh well, really? If you have to do a project about a planet, and then you start going over, looking over somebody else's project. And then, so I think it's easier concretely for kids. Like if you want them to think about a project about plants, bring one example and have them start reading it, and then they'll leap from another plant, and then from plants they'll leap to animals. But that is looking at something concrete and going through it. To me, is like there's nothing better.
Okay.
Like, even when I try to think of another app, I just take one that exists that I like, and then I start thinking, well, okay, if I were to build this, and then you start coming up with ideas for improvement.